How's it going, boys and girls? Helix tips video time. So I was messing around with the Helix over the weekend, and I remembered that I always wanted to recreate that Hank Marvin da-da kind of delay, which is basically, in my opinion, the signature ingredient of the Hank Marvin, the Shadows sound, especially of the later years. So it's very transparent if you dial it in right, and it really comes to the surface, becomes very prominent if you play staccato. So let me play in isolation. By the way, my Brian May guitar, I'm using these two pickups, my usual setup, plus the EQ block. I'm going to show you in a minute. The EQ block, spring reverb, and the signature delay. So the signature delay sounds like this. And it's actually in stereo. I don't know if the phone is going to pick it up, but basically when you play legato, it sort of sounds like reverb. But then let's take a look on the computer. We're looking at HX Edit on my computer. I highly recommend it for all your editing work. So, guitar, then I have this distortion that I always leave on, contrary to popular opinion. I always like the distortion, kind of giving you this natural compression. Then I have this envelope filter, and these are my settings, and this just kind of colors your sound, gives you that spongy, kind of springy, almost it's just a feel kind of a thing. It doesn't really change your sound that drastically, but I've done A and B comparison without this kind of filter. The surf sound is simply not there. So these are my settings. Then I have the 63 spring reverb, and this is just for the spring kind of boink sound. In my opinion, in my experience, the filter plus the reverb with these settings gives you that, I don't know, indescribable kind of 60s like boink attack of your note that is simply not there if you don't have the spring reverb. Then we have my usual EQ trick. I always boost this frequency exactly 10 dBs, and this is just to cut through the mix better. I always put this on my solo sounds. This is my mail order twin, which is a Sears, I think a silver tone, one of those garage band 60s Sears catalog amps with the cab. Default settings here. So these are my settings, pretty clean. And finally, this is the Hank Marvin signature delay. I added from the stereo delay section, multi-tap 6. I'm simply not using tap 6, 5, or 4, only using the 3 in this example. What else is here? It's in stereo, so you can pan each tap left and right, however you want. The time that works for me, I tried to compare to the video where Hank Marvin was explaining his delay. So basically the time is 1.5 seconds. Feedback is at 0, so it just does that those 3 repeats once. Low cut, high cut did not touch, and then the mix I just kind of mixed each tap by ear because like I don't want them to be getting in the way. And this is the pan. See, this one is pan to the left, this one is pan to the right, this one, the third one is in the center. So play around with the mix. It may be, you know, different. For me, I've mentioned in my previous videos, I always put delay pedals in parallel. So you see when I have the split, even if the delay is here or here, it's the same exact sound. Basically, I did it by accident initially, but my delay is always in parallel. So it basically mixes my raw sound with the delay. The advantage of that is with delays, if you have left, right kind of a ping pong delay, the initial attack always comes in both sides, on both sides, left and right, and then the bouncing kind of starts happening. So if you have a ping pong delay, if you don't have it in this parallel configuration, then you'll have left, right. You see, basically you need to figure out how to make the initial note come on both sides using mix parameters. It's just a pain in the ass. This is the most musical delay configuration for me. So there you go, guys. All basically the default settings besides, you know, the mix and the time, and it just sounds like da-da-da-da, like Hank Marvin. Thanks for watching.